on how to log into the Sage Evolution software. Today's training is on how to navigate around the Sage Evolution software. Well, please, after this video, help to share the video, help to comment so we can improve in delivering the messages to you. Okay, back to the business of the day. Well, this is the interface. This is the interface for Sage Evolution 7.10.0.86. Yeah, this is in more of a newer version, though we have 7.20, but still a newer version. Now, okay, we have our title bar. This is our title bar. I'm sure every window should have this, where you have your title bar, the minimize, the maximize, stroke restore, then the close. Then we have the menu bar. This is your menu bar, your menu bar, your menu bar. Now, this is just shortcut to all of your menu bar. Now, this is your system tree. What's a system tree? System tree is where your modules are listed. This is where your modules are listed. And what's your module? What's a module called? A module is like a yardstick to performing different tasks on your software. Yeah, it's like a command that you click on to get some activities done on the application. Now, the modules are divided into two, which is the add-on module and the core modules. If I have to explain what the core modules is to you, core modules are very, very compulsory. There's nothing else you can do without it. If you want to use any software, you must have the core modules. Core modules are like compulsory to every business process. Now, looking at the manual, it is compulsory for every business process. It doesn't mean if you are into manufacturing, if you are into projecting, if you are into oil and gas, so it's just on business process. Every business process needs a customer. Every business process needs a vendor. Every business process needs what? Items. It could be service item. It could be stock item. Every business needs that. Let me give you an example of a popcorn seller. A popcorn seller decides to sell, and let's assume he decides to use an application. That is the simplest business process I want to talk about now. The popcorn seller buys from someone and sells to someone. He buys from a vendor. It could be on credit. It could be one-off, pay as you go, cash and carry. But the most important thing is someone is supplying him, and he is also selling to make profit to someone. It does not concern anybody if he's going to make profit or not. What is important in this discussion is that he has been able to sell the software the popcorn to someone, which is the customer. The customer then pays. The customer could pay on credit. The customer could either transact on credit or pay at once, cash and carry. Now, why the item? The item is the popcorn. So we can see that it has revolved around a business process. Now, with this little thing I've been able to explain, can you tell me a customer, or can you tell me a business process that won't go through all that? So that is why these five modules I'm going to mention are important. General ledger, which handles your ledger account, that is final destinations of your posting. Account receivable, which is what? Where your customers are created. Account payable, where your vendors are created. Not only creating them, they do transactions with them, they do some activities with them. It could either be transaction, it could either be activity. So when I say account payable, that is related to vendors. When I say account receivable, it is related to customers. Now, jumping down to my inventory, where I manage my stock. You have a warehouse, you don't have a warehouse, and you know the goods are kept somewhere. Definitely, you need what? A warehouse. So, where your stock is being managed, where the activities that relate to inventory is being discussed. The same thing to your order entry. Order entry is where you raise your document concerning all activities that will engage you with your customers or your vendors. So that is that about order entry and all the five modules that I've mentioned. Now, I've mentioned five modules, which I'm going to say again. I've mentioned general ledger, account receivable, account payable, inventory, and order entry. Five. Now, anything outside those I've mentioned are called add-on modules. And what are add-on modules? Let me know. Add-on modules are additional modules. They are modules that are requested for based on specific needs. It depends on your business process. It depends on the kind of industry you are operating. But you believe, or your business process has forced you to buy additional module, to purchase additional module. So with your additional module, you could decide that you want to expand your horizons related to the software usage. Yeah. Now, examples of this: fixed assets. It does not mean that the core modules cannot handle it. It can handle it, but it will only manage it manually. So it is more of you doing manual when you are dealing with fixed assets, if you are going to be using the core modules. But when you are using the add-on module for fixed assets, which means you are going beyond manual, you want to be able to keep track of all your assets. You want to be able to depreciate your assets. You want to be able to have a fixed asset listing. So the only thing that can do that at that point in time is your fixed assets. So the same thing also go to your voucher management. You want a situation whereby you want to record, you want your cashier to always record your transactions, your petty cash transactions, or your cash receipts immediately. This aspect deals with just your cashier alone. So you should take note of that also. Then also you have your alert management, you have your delivery management, and so many add-on modules that. But one thing I want to realize is that add-on modules are purchased at extra cost. Yeah, it does not come with the application. Core modules come with the application. It comes with your licensing. It comes with your registration. So if you register, it automatically comes. So if you then need additional things, then you request for the related module. So I think I've been able to talk more about that. So I have mentioned that your system tree. I've mentioned what what the modules are. But in our training, next training, we would discuss in detail. Subsequent training would discuss in detail what these modules are meant to do, or what you are meant to achieve with these modules. But this is your work area. This work your work area or your dashboard. So immediately I click on any of this module, it displays for me here. Immediately I click on this module, it displays for me here. So, and as I'm clicking, watch out, as I'm clicking, it also displays here. So it's just like a command coming out here. So I can decide that I want to make it a favorite. Whatever command I want to make it favorite, you can see I can either organize my favorite through here, or come to this place and click this. So immediately I tick this, it creates a shortcut to it. Then also coming here, I can also pick it. So watch it. This is just two. So when I have this is the third one. This is the third one. So when I click here, I should see it as my favorite. So imagine me on annuity billing. Then let's assume I want to go into order entry. So using the shortcut, I just press Ctrl 3. So automatically it comes on like this. So this is how to use or navigate around the system. Now when you're navigating around the system, there are so many things you also need to take into consideration. I'll come back to this module, to this system tree here. Now let's go down here. What do we have here? We have a Microsoft SQL server here. We have a Microsoft SQL server name, and we have the database name here. This application, or this implementation, this software as at now is a branch accounting. So this is a branch accounting, based on requests, based on turn up of individuals. We'll see if we could also take branch accounting. Branch accounting is a very interesting topic. It is a very interesting one. I don't know, many people are always scared of it, but we'll take care of that one in subsequent training. Now, so this is where we have the database name. Like I said, this aspect, this is the company, the server name, and the company name. Now, that is Microsoft SQL Server name. This is also a named instance. So maybe subsequent training, we are going to talk about how to install your Microsoft SQL and what that also makes. Then also we have Evolution Common here. This is the database that handles your registration details. This handles your registration details and handles your customized report. So that is that about this. Then also this is the name of the company. This is the name of the company. Yeah, in full detail, this is the name of the company. Then this is the user logged into the application. Why this is the branch. This is a branch logged into. I told you that this is a branch accounting software. So this is a branch logged into. Now this is what? This is the session date that pops up at the point of login. So this was the date chosen. That is why I have this like this. So it could I can change it at point of logging in, but this date just appears on my document. So whenever I raise a document, this is the default date that comes on it. Now this is today's date, system date. Let me use the word system date. This is the system date, which is what we also have here. So it uses the system date and indicate it here with the timing. Okay, so going back to the application, to the system tree. Now on the system tree here, like I said, we have your general ledger, we have this, we have that. Now if I click on any module, many people have always asked me, that how do I navigate around some of these modules. At times they try to look for an item or a command and or a feature and just moving around the application. It's the application is well arranged. It is well arranged. So you just need to find your way around it. You don't need to start looking for anything. If you don't know, you don't know. Yes, that's just the basic truth. Um, for instance, I'll give you an example. You have a transaction you want to do that is related to, let's say, a customer invoice. So when you say an invoice, there are two things that can come to your mind. Is it a customer invoice or a supplier's invoice? Yeah, that's just it. Is it a customer invoice or supplier's invoice? Now, is it a customer invoice? Yes, it is a customer invoice. So you need to just go to the module that handles customers. You don't need to start going around the system. You just need to go to the module that handles customer, which is also related to other software. So now, if I have account receivable, which handles my invoice, each of these modules are divided into four sections, four compulsory sections. Yeah, we have the maintenance, we have the transactions, we have the inquiries. So let me expand this. The same thing I'm doing here also appears here. So I have maintenance, I have transactions, I have inquiries, and I have report. So if I check on all the modules, I will see same thing or more. So what I'm telling you is that it is compulsory you have four of that. You can see this as maintenance, accounts, transactions, inquiries, and report. So or more. So which is this? But compulsorily you should have these four things. And I have maintenance. My maintenance should handle the aspect of configurations and setup. So anything related to configurations and setup on that particular module. So it has to be on that particular module. So you can't do maintenance related for inventory under general ledger. No, you can't. So whatever setup that you want to do must be module specific. It must be module specific. So now you come to the maintenance, which I said handles the aspect of your configurations and your setup. We are still going to take all this one after the other in subsequent training. So relax your mind on that. Now, the next one is transaction. What is transaction? What happens with transaction? Transaction is that section that handles activities related to postings, not only posting. When I say posting, I actually mean uh, posting. Well, okay, let me say the word posting transaction. But the reason why I use transaction is there are some things that is not financially related. So when it is not financially related, item is as activity. So so any situation that you need to capture on the system when it is not related to financials, uh, you can relate it to activity. So if I look at this now, transactions, with this, I have cash book batches, I have journal batches. So these are the transactions related to your general ledger. So if I come to account payable to has the same thing, transaction, which is account payable batches, automatic payments and remittance batches. So like that. So with time, we get to know what these features are meant to do. Now, inquiries, you want to drill down. You want to drill down. You want to drill down to the transactions that are posted on the system. Yeah. So which means before you can make inquiry, you must drill down. Before you can make inquiry, you must have your transaction posted. Without that, you can't get inquiry on the system. So you want to drill down to the last unit of activity done on the system. So that is what inquiry is meant to do. Then reports. Reports means final output of your input. So which means whatever you have done on your transactions, you want to get an output of it. you want to get a paper copy of it. So that is for your report. So so I've been able to talk about all the four sections that is related in all of the modes. So like I said, if I click this, it also appears here. So that's that about that. Now before I close the training for today, um let me, okay, like your menu bar, same thing here is what you are going to see on your menu bar. So if I come to my Sage Evolution Administration, you will see administration here. So the same thing I have here is what I have here. So let me click that also. So you can see I have the same thing here. So um now next training we will see how we can go beyond today's class. Now let me talk about help. Now what do I need help for? All I just need to do is click it. What do I need help for? You want to read manual, if you want to read content that are written regarding the application, so all you just need to do is click it. So you read everything related to the training that we have talked about. So you can always get, for instance, click this. So this, you can always read up on that. So let me close that. Now there's something I want to also know about. So what does this about do? It gives you information on your registration and the version of the application. Then also it displays the modules that are licensed for you to use, the expiry date of the application, also um, the users that are authorized to use the application, as the numbers of users that are authorized to use the application at once, or let me say simultaneously. So you don't need to have let me say, okay, this is 5 users. You don't need to have 5 users created on your system. You can have as much as 100 users created on the system, or let's say agents created on the system. But those that can work at the same time on the system cannot be more than 25. Yes, that is what it means. So okay, we have a button here called registration. What does this registration do? It helps you to license your application. Yeah, you can decide that you want to license your application or you want to do another kind of registration. So now our next training, we are going to talk about license, we are going to talk about demo, we are going to talk about educational, either a standard, it you can either have standard or premium. So in our next training we are going to have that. So thank you very much. I've been able to conclude today's class, and I hope this has been impactful. I would appreciate if you could help share this video, like it, make comments. That is the only way we can improve. That is the only way we can become better. So I would like to say have a good day. Thank you very much.